When digitizing an irrigated pivot field, do not ever attempt to do it freehand with the Digitizer tool. Instead, Summit's Center Pivot tool makes collecting pivot boundaries extremely easy. Once you are zoomed into the pivot field, start to work from the inside of the image to the outside, meaning first, start with digitizing the center pivot, then digitize the dryland corners. To begin, click on the Center Pivot tool. We will start with a user-defined circle. Next, take your cursor and starting in the upper left-hand side of the screen, click and hold your left mouse button while you drag a circle that is the approximate size of the pivot area. To further adjust and align the boundary, continue to hold down the left mouse button while pressing the Control button on your keyboard. You will be able to move the entire field boundary around the image without further resizing it. Position the image so it aligns to the north of the field. Then make further size adjustments by releasing the Control key while still holding down the left mouse button, which will now allow you to make further adjustments on the size. Use this combination of the left mouse button for scaling and the Control key for positioning until you have your field boundary properly sized and placed. When you are satisfied, unclick the left mouse button and the field will lock into place. By clicking Edit Vertices, we can see the numerous anchor points that Summit created to define this circular boundary. If you make a mistake and need to start over, click Clear Last Polygon and then the Center Pivot tool. If we know the exact size of our field, we have the option to enter the area. For instance, we know that this pivot is approximately 120 acres. When the size is entered, Summit will automatically generate a pivot boundary of that size, which can be quickly adjusted and edited with the left mouse button and Control key combination. Now that our center pivot boundary is complete, we need to digitize the dryland corners of the field. Select the Digitize tool and click inside of the center pivot boundary. Start to click around the edges, dropping points inside of the center pivot boundary when the circle intersects with the edge of the field. Summit will automatically cut out the parts of the field that already exist. As you come to the end, go back inside the boundary and double-click the mouse button. You can now see your corner zones around the field. If you click on a single area, the acres are displayed for just that section. Or you can hold down the Shift key and click on each area to see the cumulative dryland acres. If we had not intersected the center pivot boundaries as we traced the corners, Summit would have created a segment that treated all four corners as one contiguous area. When we are done, we can hit the Next button and assign the center pivot field, along with its dryland corners, to the grower-farm field relationship.